Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone around the world. It's me again, Lency, Senior Case Manager for Phase 2 at Worldwide Health Stuff Solutions. And I'm with Rose. Rose, I think your mic is on mute.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Rose. I am from case management team in phase two, and I've been part of worldwide health staff as a case manager for 1 year and 5 months now. I'm glad to be here with you all.
Okay, so let's start with the first slide.
Mhm.
So, today we're going to talk about the importance of staying clinically active at the bedside as you go through your EB3 immigration process. This isn't about just meeting the requirements, but it's about staying ready, remaining compliant, and ultimately setting yourself up for success in the US healthcare system. In the next slides, we're going to know more, so I'm giving the spotlight back to Rose.
All right. Thank you so much, Lancy. Next slide, please. Okay, so first let's discuss why bedside nursing work is so critical during this time. So remaining active shows you've committed to your profession, right? But more than that, clinical inactivity can create real risk. Extended time away from practice may raise concerns with the USCIS, your future employer, and of course, even with the US license boards. On the flip side, staying engaged in patient care strengthens your resume and, of course, ensures you're truly prepared on the demands of the US hospital environment. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so bedside practice keeps your skills sharp and relevant. So, whether it's time management, critical thinking, or hands on care, these competencies must stay fresh. Active work also shows that you remain qualified, which helps your petition appear stronger and more credible. And practically speaking, it puts you in the best position to step into a fast paced hospital setting once you arrived in the United States. All right, next slide. Okay, so one of the most important reasons to stay active is to protect your ongoing immigration case. Periods of clinical inactivity can sometimes lead to request for evidence, or what we also called RFEs in USCIS, which delay the processing and create unnecessary stress. By remaining in active clinical experience, you not only demonstrate continued professional engagement, but also help strengthen in the integrity of your EB3 petition, reducing the risk of issues or delays even during your embassy interviews or consular processing. And not only that, your bedside experience can also contribute to the successful endorsement of your USRN license in in the state where you will be assigned. Okay, so let's find out more with Lency.
Okay, so as many of us know, the US state boards of nursing either prefer or require recent hands on experience before they will issue a license. So, in some cases, being away from clinical work for too long could mean needing to retain or repeat competency assessments, while staying active helps avoid roadblocks and makes licensing more straightforward when the time comes. Continued bedside experience helps you meet both licensure and hospital credentialing requirements more smoothly once deployed. Next slide, please. avoiding processing delays. So, staying clinically active reduces the risk of visa complications and gives both USCIS or the embassy, and of course, your future US employers more confidence in your readiness. Some employers may reconsider or the offers if a candidate is out of practice for too long, especially in critical care areas. So, these delays are frustrating and costly, so staying engaged now can help avoid this later. Next slide, please. Beyond the paperwork and policy, bedside care helps you stay prepared mentally and physically. It helps maintain your clinical confidence, keeps your critical thinking sharp, and allows you to stay connected with the teamwork and pace of hospital life, all of which are essential not only for your success in the US, but of course, the readiness.
All right, so to summarize and bring everything together, staying active in your bedside care during your EB3 journey is not a suggestion, but it is a strategic and meaningful step that supports every part of your professional and immigration goals. First, it protects your petition. By continuing to work in clinical setting, you help ensure that your case remains strong and credible in the eyes of the USCIS, the NVC, and of course, even the embassy stage. Active bedside or active practice reduces the risk of receiving requests for evidence or facing questions about your qualification during your consular processing. And second, it supports your license eligibility. Many U.S. state nursing boards requires recent clinical experience before they issue your license. So some will ask for documentation of your recent hands-on work. And if you've been inactive, this can lead to extra steps or delays or even retraining requirements. And staying in practice now helps avoid those hurdles.
And finally, bedside work prepares you not just on paper but also in real life. It sharpens your clinical skills, strengthens your confidence, and keeps you mentally and physically ready for the fast paced, demanding environment of a US hospital. It also keeps you connected to patient care and teamwork that's central to your future success in the US. So, in short, your commitment now pays off later. By staying active, you create a smoother transition, avoid necessary or unnecessary delays, and step into your US role ready, qualified, and confident.
Okay, so and we are now ready for your questions. And yeah, anyone?
CJ, I think you're on mute.
Oh, how about now?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. As I'm saying that I'm gonna help you with the Q&A session, and thank you so much for that great presentation. So let's have this first question from Soy. What if I am full time, then shifted to part time after I signed the contract? Does this matter?
Yeah, I'll think I'll get this one. So, of course, the required bedside experience really depends on the requirement of the employer or your petitioner. So, if you shifted to part time and you have signed for a contract or for an employer that requires full time bedside experience, it means that you're not meeting their experience requirement prior to arrival. So I think it is really best that we follow or we we comply with the requirement of the employer to go back to full-time bedside experience if that's their requirement. But of course, there are some employers who will require or that requires part-time that can accept part-time bedside experience.
Oh, thanks, Nancy. And he has like a question, a follow-up question. So he said, "What if I resigned from current hospital assigned in MS, but applied to different hospital, then assigned at the ER? Does this matter?"
Yes, again, it will matter if depending on the requirement of the employer that you have signed on. So for example, you are signed for um, MS position. So you're going for an MS position in the US, you should be able to meet the requirements of that position so that you can qualify when you arrive in the United States.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay, let's move forward with this question from Jed. Is hospice care facility considered as bedside experience?
Yes, it is. It is considered bedside experience as long as you're working with direct patient care.
Awesome. Next question is from Mian. How many years of bedside experience do you require?
Rose, can you get this one?
Okay, sure. How many years of bedside experience do you require? That is depending on your employer. If you don't have any employer right now, our recruitment team will guide you and assist you um, to look for an employer that will suit on your previous and current bedside experience.
Okay, awesome. Let me see this one. It's from Norman. Are there any openings in operating room areas? And also for this one, I think you can go to our live chat. You can chat with our live recruiters and ask them questions, like specific questions like this. So I'll put the link on the chat. Just give me 1 second. And also you can send an email to recruiting@healthstep.org for questions like this. So I'll put that on the chat. So let's move forward to the next question. Just give me 1 second. How about this one? How about being promoted to charge nurse or clinical instructor in the same unit? I think is it still on the bedside?
Okay. Um, of course, being promoted as a charge nurse is it's inevitable, right? So it's a promotion, and we do not want to hinder with that promotion if it's really a promotion. It will be acceptable as long as you're still doing bedside work while you're working as a charge nurse. But for the clinical instructor in the same unit, um you can reach out to your case managers, because of course it will still depend on the situation.
Thank you. Okay. This one. How about English languages? Lindsay, I know you have information about this. And
Mm-hmm.
Mawson is asking which English language certificates are accepted in specific one Oregon hospitals such as IELTS, TOEFL, and
Um, Let me check, but I believe Oregon board does not require an English exam, a specific English exam, but you still have to get an English exam for your visa screen.
okay, yeah, correct. Awesome, awesome. Let me check this. From Tariel, would you consider a candidate that would go to bedside while waiting for visa approval? For example, a candidate would work in UK awaiting US deployment.
Rose, can you answer this or let me know?
Yeah, I'll answer this one. Thank
Okay.
you. All right. So, regarding for this question, we're not stopping you if you wish to work to abroad or to other country, as long as you're still meeting the bedside experience requirement of your US employer. But then again, you have to be ready to be deployed anytime to the United States, and of course, be ready for any uh, let's say breach of contract to for like for your another contract in, let's say for this one in the UK. So always be ready, and of course the key here is to always coordinate with your case manager. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Rose. Let me see here. This question is from Razel. What if I already signed a contract? Can I resign to the hospital and work as a work from home job?
Rose can get this one again.
Yes. Sorry. No, the answer for that question is no. Okay, so again, as per Lency mentioned a while ago, you have to make sure that you're meeting the experience requirements prior to US arrival of your employer. So, all of our employers under Worldwide Health Staff Solutions requires you guys to maintain your bedside work. Okay, so please, once you signed your contract, make sure that you maintain working bedside.
All right. Yeah, correct. Correct. Next one's from Desiree. Do you accept hemodialysis nurse and currently assigned in hospital?
Yeah, I think this would be much more of a recruiter question. So for this inquiry, please reach out or log into the link that CJ posted in the chat box.
Oh yeah, correct. They can definitely help you, and they will be more than
Yeah.
happy to assist with any recruiting questions, and they are available 24/7. Okay. Let me just check here. So this question is from Rani. Bedside experience include clinical practice educator, or it must be direct patient care?
Yeah. So as I have mentioned earlier, it must be a direct patient care.
All right, thank you. How about this one from Nurse Jimo? What will happen if I acquire PhD before relocating and one decide to look for better paying job while still waiting for retrogression?
Okay. So I'll get this question. Um, I think it's not very straightforward, right? So if one decides to for a better paying job, as long as it's in bedside, that would still be acceptable by your US employer.
Okay, awesome. Let me just check here. Oh, okay. How about this question, Lency? If my visa is still being processed, can I switch employers or am I locked in into my original petition sponsor?
Okay. So, if the visa is still being processed, of course, you cannot switch employers because the employer where you signed off your initial offer is the one who is processing your US visa. So, right after you received your US visa, of course, you have to fulfill your commitment to them and start working for them and complete the contract for 3 years, depending on what you have initially signed for.
Okay, thank you. And we're done with our last question, Lency. And to I can see like case specific questions from the chat. Please send an email to your case managers for any specific questions, and they will assist you with any questions. So our last question is, what happens if I take a break from nursing for family or health reasons during my EB3 process?
Rose, would you like to answer this? Or
Yeah. Okay. So, of course, health comes first, right? But please keep in mind that we still have something to um, commit or with your US employer. So, if you can go back to bedside work as soon as possible, that would be great. But if you cannot, always make sure to coordinate with your case manager, and let them know the status of your bedside work. because it is important for us to know what's going on and for us to make sure that everything is on the line or right track, and for you to have a smooth transition to United States.
Yeah, and just to add up to that, of course, your bedside work experience is really important to your application. So if there will be updates like this, or you'll need to take a break, you'll have to really make sure that you are in constant communication with your case managers, and you have to let them know, so that if ever your priority date becomes current, you should be able to give us an update on your plans, and on how we can proceed with your applications, because of course bedside is really important in your immigrant case.
Okay, so that's it for our Q&A session for today. So if you still have questions, as I said a while ago, just reach out to your case managers, or if you have recruiting questions, just go to the link that I provided and start live chat with our recruiters. And also, please like us on Facebook for immigration updates and new positions, and also for announcements for webinars like this. We're doing weekly webinars, so please like and follow us on Facebook. I'll put that on the chat, and also subscribe in our YouTube channel to see all of our webinars and announcements as well, um, in that channel. And next one will be the our referrers program that we offer up to $250 for every successful or refer in our company. So that's it for this webinar. So any last thoughts, Rose and Lancy?
Okay, so for me, as one of the case managers from Worldwide Health Staff Solutions, it is important to us that the candidates have constant communication with us. So please do not hesitate to reach out always with your case manager for any updates that you have or any questions. Please do not hesitate, so we know how to help you and how we can handle your case properly.
Yeah, and to all the nurses, to all our nurses out there, thank you very much for staying committed to your practice and to your future. That would be all. Thank you.